Welcome back to Business Basics. I'm here with Angie Nilsson. My name's Nathan Johnson. So after establishing our provided values and understanding where we're going with everything we're doing to establish who we are, one of the important parts is to take the time to analyze the three factors that any business really needs to be aware of, and that's our strengths, our weaknesses, and also the trends in our industry. So doing a SWOT analysis on this is really sort of the end of figuring out who you are. Once the other parts are done, this becomes quite a bit easier to do because now you know where you're trying to focus on understanding your strengths apply to, also where your weaknesses apply to, and then also which trends are going to affect what you're doing as a company.
Absolutely. I love doing these SWOT analysis because I find the strengths, often they don't change a lot. Obviously you do grow in certain areas, so they could be tweaked a little bit. I find the weaknesses are really exciting. And I know that's a funny thing to say, is it's exciting to talk about weaknesses, but they become such a huge part of the strategic plan too. So be very, very honest when you're doing the weaknesses because they all of a sudden become those goals that you're striving to work towards and improve. And so for us, when we do a strategic plan, the weaknesses change, not all of them, but a chunk of them every quarter, because it's something that we're applying, we're working on, and then we're refining. And then the more that we improve that, there's always other areas that you want to work on. So to me, this is one of the most important parts of it, is identifying where you can do better. And then those trends, what do you see out there? Obviously, virtual working environment is probably on most people's lists right now, but depending on your industry, those trends that are out there will change. But it's very important to actually know what's out there, what is trending, so then you can make sure that you're applying that as well.
One of the things that I definitely found was that when we were analyzing our strengths, and we'll go into some of the examples here, is that you really, once you understand who you are, the strengths that come out really become awesome leaning points for you to be able to really drive the company forward. And it also can help guide you in later decisions on what you're doing. So if you notice that your strengths just match up really well, your alignment starts to almost come into existence before you even get to that point. And so as an example, in the furniture company, they say some of the strengths are a positive reviews on the furniture quality, consumers' sense of pride from purchasing our products, and then efficiency in our logistics system to reduce environmental impact. So those are some great starting strengths for the company, and it's a great place to be able to say, hey, these are the things that are going to help us propel forward so we can make better decisions on what we need to improve, which obviously leads over to the weaknesses. So in our example here, we can have a very common weakness, which is securing more funding and resources to be able to operate our company, gaining more attention via social media and multimedia aspects. Marketing is always a very difficult category to go into, but you can always seek out professionals for that one. And then shipping delays, which has become a common thing in today's society. And so as a company, they've done a good job of saying, like, here's what we know we'll do well at, here's where we're going to need some help. But what's nice about that is once you have those two in place, you almost immediately start to see what it is that you need to fill in the gaps with.
Yeah, and then all of that pours into the next steps that we'll talk about coming very soon.
Absolutely. So one of the last things in the category for doing SWOT analysis is the trends. This is a really important one because this is sort of dictating what's going to happen in the future outside of your controls. So evaluating trends tells you where the industry is going to go. So one of the things that's very big on everyone's mind right now is the environment, which I think is a fantastic objective or idea or promise, purpose, value that you want to live out to drive a company forward. So being aware of what the common trends are in the environmental category will really help your business grow because you'll be on board with the trends. And being on board with a trend is sort of like going in a river and going, downstream with it. It will just pull you along and relieve a lot of friction for running your business being a part of a trend. So some of the examples they use is making sure that businesses are having a positive impact on the environment and not a negative one. Almost all businesses are being cast in a light that is really reflective of their environmental impact. Everyone is asking questions and wondering, is the choice between business A, B, and C which one, if I give them my money, is going to have the big impact. And being a part of that trend to display your environmental badges and be a part of the solution is a really good trend to understand.